Hi, I hope everyone is having a great day. I wanted to make a video on a specific request that I got, but it's kind of actually the same question that I've been getting from a number of people. And this question comes from Mia, or this request comes from Mia. Hi, Mia. It is that they would love some insight on best practices when submitting for auditions via email, especially if you're currently working on or don't have a working reel. So that is the video request that I'm going to be making today. So with that being said, I always open up the door for other experienced actors and other industry professionals to leave their comments in the section below, just so that way we have, multiple experiences and advice coming through, because I always say, like, don't just take what I say and run with it. I think that you should definitely do your research and definitely get advice from other people, and then take all of that and apply it to your own personal career. So yeah, I'm definitely opening up the door for other experienced actors, as well as most definitely casting directors, talent managers, and talent agents. Like, obviously, we'd love to hear from you too. So if you're watching this video and you'd like to address this question or video request as well, leave a comment below. So for me personally, if you are just new to my channel, basically, I do definitely have a performing arts background, but it wasn't until more so recently I got back into acting and like focusing on it, and it just kind of happened first doing some background work. So for a period of time, I was doing a bunch of background work, and for a number of shows that were being shot here in New York. So Law and Order SVU, Blue Blood, Shades of Blue, Bull, a bunch of the Netflix stuff, Marvel stuff, and then I've done quite a number of short films outside of New York, here in New York as well. And then last year I booked my first co-star role. So all of those things are super exciting, and that's just a little bit about my little personal experience. And by the way, before I dive right in, I just want to say that I appreciate you checking out this video. And if you are not a part of the Sylvia family, go ahead and click the subscribe button and turn on notifications as well. And then, yeah, come hit me up on Instagram too. If you have a video request, you can leave it here in the comment section, or you can come find me on Instagram. So with that being said, let's talk about this. Insight on best practices when submitting for auditions via email, especially if you're currently working on or don't have a working reel. There's a lot that can be said on this topic, like hands down. So I'm trying to figure out, like, I didn't write any notes for this. I'm literally just going off of the top of my head. If you're submitting yourself for a bunch of projects, I would assume that these projects are short films, maybe even some type of web series as well. So I think the way to go about doing that is definitely going to be different from the bigger breakdown for like the TV shows, co-stars, guest stars, like all that type of stuff. I feel like it's just going to be slightly different. So with that being said, for the main part, if I'm submitting myself, I've submitted myself through casting networks, I've submitted myself through Acess. Like, I'm not sure where else you would see a breakdown for a project. I mean, obviously you can figure this out, or you would find this kind of stuff anywhere. I know that you could find auditions on Craigslist, you can find auditions, anywhere. However, when I've personally submitted myself for stuff, it was for things that came through casting networks and Acess. And in that case, I would look at what they were looking for, and I would choose the best picture I thought that may fit what they're looking for, and I would also make a note in the notes section. I think some people tend to leave that blank. However, I don't. I feel like I should write something in there just to show that, like I'm paying attention to their audition notice, or I'm paying attention to their casting notice. Now, sometimes those projects will request a demo reel. And the thing is, my profiles on all of these acting websites, I mean, I primarily now use Casting Networks and Actors Access. I was also on Backstage. I think I still have my account on Backstage. I can't remember 100%, but in either case, both of my profiles already have demo clips and reels on them. So in that sense, it's like, I don't know what it looks like when you don't have any footage, and then the casting notice is asking for you to submit a demo reel or a demo clip. However, since I have mine, I would just pick a clip, or I would pick my demo reel and send that off. So in regards to best practices on those type of projects, I just want to make sure that I am very close to what they're looking for. That's one. And then two, when I'm choosing my photos, I'm thinking about what they're looking for and which photo I have that, I don't know, maybe I think would work best for that role, or maybe it would catch their eye for that role. Demo reel wise, I know on Actors Access I definitely have clips and my entire demo reel, but on Casting Networks I cannot remember if I have clips and the demo reel. So in either case, what I would try and do is submit the clip that best fits, or the clip that I think best fits the casting notice. And if I don't have it broken down into clips, let's say on Casting Networks, then I would just I would choose the entire demo reel and I would send that over. So that is the only thing I can really think of to say in regards to best practices for submitting. I've never really submitted a whole lot through personal email. Most of it has come from a casting notice, from Casting Networks or Actors Access. So doing it email-wise, if let's say I were going to submit for something that didn't come through Actors Access or Casting Networks, I would definitely submit my resume. I would include a good headshot, and if I didn't have a reel, I just wouldn't include a reel and just kind of, leave it at that. I mean, obviously there are some things that you want to say within the email, but at minimum, make sure you have your headshot and your resume and kind of just go from there. I think sometimes a lot of these projects, the ones that you can submit yourself, again, a lot of them will probably be on, the smaller budget side. And so that also means that they may be more flexible with the people that they're going to be casting. So it may not be a big deal if you do not have a reel. I actually remember one of the first short films that I submitted to here in New York, I actually didn't have a reel. And they were considering me for one of the lead parts in that short film. So that's just something to think about too. I think I definitely want to address the whole demo reel thing, because it keeps coming up. It keeps coming up that some of the actors that I've talked to that are on the newer side are just like, oh my gosh, I don't have a demo reel. I don't have a demo reel. I can't get any work because I don't have a demo reel. So just to address that quickly, I know my story is slightly different just because of my production background. So at first, when I was diving back into acting, that was a concern that I had, was the whole demo reel thing. So I thought that it would come in handy if I had one. I didn't really have money for headshots. I didn't really have money for demo reel either. And I happen to have equipment. So I had help trying to shoot my own headshots, and they were not the best looking headshots. So I got the headshot thing out of the way. I was just going to use what I had. I mean, I just believe that, like God is taking care of me. I'm like, I can only do so much. I just believe if I do what I can do, and this is meant for me, like it doesn't matter what quality of whatever I have, because this is something that's meant for me. So what I did, again, took my camera, got some help, and we tried to do some headshots. They're okay, but I mean, it helped propel me into the right direction. So I got the headshot out of the way, I got the resume out of the way, and I was like, yeah, I want to try to work on this demo reel. I want to try to work on this demo reel and see if I can get with a manager or with an agency. So I started to look for short films and student films here in New York, and it was a little bit of a concern of mine because that's basically a part of what I studied. Okay, I studied a lot of different things. I have three different degrees, so that's just one thing that I studied is mass communications, the emphasis in media production. And so, we shot a lot of things when we were in school, a lot of different projects. And for me, I was just like, whoever's short film that I'm in, or whoever's student film that I'm in, their work has to be at least what I can do or better. Otherwise, it's better for me to shoot my own stuff. So for, I don't know, maybe a month or so, I was submitting to a bunch of different things, and I was looking at some of the work they've done before, and I was looking at what they were getting ready to do as well. And for me, I was just like, it's no disrespect to anyone at all, but this is your demo reel, so you want the best possible. So I was like, I think that I can do a little bit of a better job. I'm not saying I could have done a significant better job, but I could do definitely at least a little bit of a better job. So I decided, okay, you know what? And here's another thing too. I just thought about this. When you do short films and you do student films, sometimes you don't know when you're getting your demo reel, or you don't know when you're getting to see the finished product, and if you can even use it for your demo reel. Sometimes you may never see the final product, and you may never get the work to put on your reel. So I think that was another thing that pushed me to do my own demo reel, so that way I didn't have to be dependent on people that just may not even get me the works or get me the film so I can put it in my demo reel. So with that being said, I think I took about 2 or 3 months, and almost every weekend, if I'm not mistaken, I was working on something with a bunch of different actors here in New York. And just like that, I had it. So again, my story with the demo reel is not the typical story, because I know not a lot of people have the ability, the equipment, or even just the technical knowledge to be able to shoot things. But in either case, like, I don't want you all to think that you have to have it in order to get your first major role. I think the first 2 major things, more important than anything else, especially if you're just starting out, is a bomb headshot, and fix your resume up as much as possible. So really invest in that headshot. Do not try and look for your cousin Joe to come and try and do these shots for you. Don't do that. Don't. Seriously. Get the money together. Get those professional headshots done. That is what's going to get you called into the room, and fix up your resume as much as possible. So with that being said as well, I have also been in workshops with casting directors, and I've heard it from their mouths specifically, because the question comes up, certain things about demo reels, and I've heard specifically that basically, if you're going in for co-stars, if you're going in for 5 and under lines, you are probably on the newer side, right? And these co-star roles have to be filled up. And it's kind of like, let's say you've done a few co-stars, and now you're like being bumped up to other stuff. So now the newer people are going to come in and get those roles. And think about this too, if you don't really have any credits and you're newer, where in the world are you going to get footage from? Where are you going to get footage from? So, you know, you could create your own content, you could get into a short film, and then you could use some of that as a part of your demo reel. But for someone that's newer, from my understanding, what I've heard, it's not the biggest deal breaker in the world. And I think typically too, what may happen for some newer actors desperate to get footage for their reel, they accept very crappy work and put it as a part of their reel, and it actually makes you look worse. Like you were better off with no footage at all and just with your headshot and your resume. So yeah, again, I just don't want you all to think that you can't make things happen without a demo reel. I really think that you can. And you know, as I always say, I'm personally not a casting director, but I'm just going from experience. I'm also just going from what I've heard come out of casting directors' mouths as well. And these are some big ones, not, you know, not the smaller ones. And there's no disrespect to anyone on any level by all means. So, yeah. And here's another thing. Do not think that you cannot get your first co-star if you're not SAG. Like, my co-star I got, that's non-union. So that's another little thing I wanted to throw out there as well. So anyways, I hope that I was able to provide insight, and I really hope that I addressed the question as best as possible. If I forget anything, as always, I'll just try and leave it in the comment section if I forgot to mention something. And if I messed up on some information, I will try and fix that as well in the comment section. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm just trying to go off of just like what I remember and just personal experience. And again, I'm still welcoming all of you just to share your experience in the comment section below. So Mia, this one's for you. The rest of you, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section. And again, come find me on Instagram. Love you guys. Take care.